I didn't have a good night last night due to earache. Um, and when I got up, I decided I really should have used this through the night, but I didn't want to disturb everyone in the house. What this is an odd sock. And what I do is I fill it with rice and lavender. And when you want to use it, you put it on like a microwavable plate with a little cup of water and just heat it up for about 30 seconds. And then you hold that against your ear until it cools down, I suppose. Usually Leon falls asleep with it. He lies on the side that his ear's sore on top of this, and it really does seem to help. So since I had my sewing machine out and I had some extra fabric, I decided to make some little pillows with the rice and lavender, because obviously this is a sock and it's just tied up, and I thought for sleeping on especially it might be easier if I sew up some little pillows. So I've got this Harry Potter chocolate frog fabric left, so I'm going to make two little pillows, and then I will show you what I put in them. Okay, so I've stitched these up. They're not very big. That's about the size. That'll be about the finished size. So not too big compared to the sock, that's actually quite big, but it's quite squishy as well. I might try making more with a stretchier fabric so it flexes better. But anyway, I'm going to make two of these just now. Normally, I replace these every year. I use a fresh mix of the rice and lavender. But I think if you were using them an awful lot over the winter season, I would maybe replace them after just a couple of months, just because you heat it up in the microwave with the water, and it obviously gets slightly damp. And obviously after a while it'll probably go a bit icky inside with the rice, so you don't want that to happen. Don't want to make anybody ill. So if you're using them a lot, I'd probably replace the insides every couple of months. But we don't suffer from earache too often, and I usually make fresh ones in the autumn, sort of before people start really getting earache. So I filled this one, and I think I kind of like. I like how full it is. It's got a bit of movement. So what I did is I've got an eighth cup. I did 2 of rice and 1 of lavender. Another thing you can do though is you can put some lavender essential oil on it as well. Maybe once you bring it out, or even just to freshen it up a bit, I suppose. So I'll fill this one, and then I'll go back to the sewing machine. So here we are. Not the neatest, as I need to change my sewing machine needle. It's a bit blunt, so I've made a bit of a mess at the start. So yeah, they're a bit smaller than the sock, but at least they don't have that kind of lump if you're trying to lie on them. So they're not too big. That's the thing about these things, you can make them as big or as small as you like. These will be quite practical. If I put my hat on, I can poke one under my hat on each ear, and I don't have to then hold it in place. That would be nice. Anyway, I'm going to give these a try just now, and hopefully I won't have earache for too long. But hopefully you can give this a try. It certainly does ease the pain of earache, which isn't pleasant at the best of times. And they're child friendly too. You just make sure they're not too hot when you give them to the child. I find 30 seconds is enough. Or if you do it a bit more, just give it a little bit to cool down. Just, touch it against your own face to make sure it's not too hot.